evening. It is time to be thinking fall garden. I soaked a bunch of peas. I've planted them a couple places, but I need a spot that they can climb up, which is going to be this trellis. This is the lethal part of fall gardening. Sometimes you don't necessarily have the space. I do have a few places, but I have plans for those other places. So one, I'd like the peppers that are over here to get a little more space. Two, these cucumbers are slowing way down. So if I take them out now, I may not get a few cucumbers that I would have gotten otherwise, but they're pretty much done and we've gotten a lot of cucumbers. So I want more of those peppers, which unfortunately I only have planted next to the cucumbers, so they're getting a little shaded out. I want to get those out to give them a little more space. I want to get some peas in here. I might even have a little bit of space for some other things alongside. So let's start tearing these out. So should have worn some gloves for that, but I'm gonna take this bucket of vines, dump it in the compost, grab a couple buckets of compost from our chicken compost system, dump it there, plant in it, and we've got a space that's ready to produce some food for us for fall. This is a little bit sad, tearing out cucumbers that want to grow. Like right here, what was that? The end of this vine had 1, 2, 3 cucumbers on it. This one had some nice blossoms on it, but I've gotten enough cucumbers. I really like the peppers that I planted next to this. So I want to give them space, and I want to get some peas in the ground. So I can use this trellis again if I suck it up and pull out the plant that may have produced me a few more cucumbers to get some more peas. Now I've planted some over here, I planted some in the green stalk, and these are the ones I had left. I'd put the whole package in to soak, which probably wasn't the best idea, but sometimes I'm over ambitious. Okay, so I'm just going to not overthink it. I'm going to go every 3-4 inches here on each side of this trellis. Down in there. I may put 2 rows in. Sometimes we have a lot of moles in this garden. Our soil is very soft. It's very easy to dig in, and so we get a lot of disturbance to our peas, our seeds, that kind of thing. So we're not going to overthink it. We're just going to put some seeds in the ground and let them do what they were meant to do, grow us food. All right, peas are in the ground. I gave them watering can of water. I just wanted to show you a couple little things, and I'm going to sign off for the evening. I need to go help my husband with something. I think he's actually might already be waiting for me, but he is a patient man. So on, I think like 3, maybe 4 days ago, I took the space that was my corn bed. I raked off the mulch. I put a couple buckets, no, before that, Luke had helped me put a couple buckets of compost down. I mulched it. All I did was pull the mulch off, and I put, I think it was rutabagas, kohlrabi, and something else. I took a picture. I don't remember. I could keep better records, but not my thing. So 3, maybe 4 days ago, I put some seeds in the ground for fall. and I wanted to show you. Okay, they're little guys, but right there, I believe that is some mustard greens, maybe. Again, I took a picture. And then here is going to be some of my root vegetables that I planted. They're coming up, and they will be ready to provide a lot of meals later into the fall, even into the winter. Last year, I live in Western Pennsylvania. Last year, I completely cleared my garden out. I harvested turnips and radishes and rutabagas and cabbage, Brussels sprouts on January 2nd. And I didn't really have, some of it was covered, some of it was not. And the covering was just like fleece, just laid down over the plant with some scrap pieces of hardwood. It was not a fancy setup, but it worked. I'm working towards getting a better setup for that, but it worked without anything like hoops or any specific weights. It was, all I purchased was the frost fabric, and then I was using scraps of wood to keep it weighted down. Like I said, it worked. So think about that as you're going into fall. The roots are really easy. The one thing you do need to figure out is how are you going to prepare them, because we're not necessarily used to eating turnips and rutabagas, at least a lot of us aren't. Radishes are fantastic roasted, so consider, if you're thinking about planting them, what are you going to do with them once you harvest them. Thank you so much for joining me. Lucky sir, give me a break for a second. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.